Geek has pissed me off hard enough where I'm going to take a solid stance here and say vegetable oil is the number one oil. It is the most versatile. It can be used in most things. You don't have to worry about burning it. It doesn't change the flavor of anything. It's flavorless. Like if you had to have one oil and you could use any other oil the rest of your life, then that's what you would want to use. Because sometimes you don't. If I'm making a chocolate cake, I'm not going to put fucking olive oil in it because I don't want it to taste like fucking olive oil. All right? You did this to me, Geek. You did this to me.
Oh my god. Okay, this one I might jump in. All right. I hope, just by a show of hand, who here cooks, basically?
All the time.
What was the question?
Who cooks?
Sorry, I didn't hear it either.
Basically, for you, like, who likes cooking? All right.
Who likes?
I like eating.
I'm sorry.
I damn sure like eating.
I cook and bake a lot.
But real quick for this last topic, as always, we're bringing an expert. How are you doing, Frames? You're muted.
Did you say you're starting with me? I'm sorry.
No. I'm waiting on
I'm doing.
Frames.
Sorry, I was muted. I'm doing great. How are
sorry.
you doing, Mr. Geek? Thanks for bringing on the expert. What is it?
Fucking pro streamer.
True. How you doing, Johnny? It's good to see you.
Doing good, Frames. It's good to see you too.
John, you guys don't know that Johnny's an OG. Yeah. They've been around for I've known Johnny for 3 years now.
Yeah.
Twitch Politics OG.
Dude, this summer is my 3 years, for streaming on Twitch.
Yeah.
Who dropped?
Good question.
All right. So with that, let's jump into. First, did you do an intro, Frames? Because I think you did it, but you were muted.
Oh yeah. What's up, everyone? I'm Frames. Twitch.tv/Frames. If you enjoy what I'm about to do on this panel, I have a new panel coming out Tuesday where it's just topics like this. Because I'm tired of arguing with nerds on the internet that are pretending to be alpha. So
True.
Pretending.
All right.
Love it.
With that being said, let's jump into the last topic. All right. So, is it better to cook with olive oil, vegetable oil, or butter? We're going to go into opening statement, and I'm going to start with crowdsource.
Man, you put the butter in there, and I'm confused now because French food is very good, but I love Italian, so I'm gonna go with olive oil and say olive oil is better to cook with than butter. But it is a hard choice.
All right. I'm going to throw it to Johnny.
What was the three choices again?
Olive oil, vegetable oil, butter.
Olive oil, vegetable oil, and butter. Okay.
Olive oil is for drizzling. It has a very low smoke point, so you will burn it very easily. Any amount of flavor that you expect to be adding from olive oil should just be added afterward. Vegetable oil versus butter is whether or not you are deep frying something. However, even if you are deep frying something, my personal opinion is that you should be trying to use peanut oil if you have that available, because vegetable oil, it doesn't add the same amount of if you want it to be flavorful, you should probably use peanut oil. Also, there are certain health benefits. Butter is for sauteing and melting over things, in my personal opinion.
You're wrong, but that's okay. I'm going to pray to Preacher.
This is a tricky question for me, because I am Italian, so obviously I love cooking with olive oil. However, my fiance is from Georgia, and you know what? That butter frying, oh my. The stuff she can do with that is super amazing. So, but at the end of the day, I'm going to take my father's guidance on cooking, and I'm going to use olive oil.
The good choice. All right. I'm not biased on this topic at all. All right. AlecGunter, go ahead.
Well, I'm not much for cooking and baking, but on the few occasions that I do, I tend to use spray-on vegetable oil. But lately I've been using butter because I'm out of spray-on. So I just kind of melt the butter up and use that. I'm sorry, Freems. Okay, I see you shaking your head. I'm not a good cook, dude. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
All right.
I don't do it very much. It's a bad topic for me. I lose.
All right. I'm going to trade to Sin Phoenix.
Okay. So, really quick. Over the past year, I've been learning a lot about cooking through our online tutors, Babish and Wiseman. And one thing I've learned is that the correct base and sigma pilled answer here is yes. It depends. It depends on what you're making. It depends on what you're cooking. It depends on the outcome that you want. It depends on the fat residue you want. It depends on tons of things. If you're doing something that's water-soluble fat, you want butter. If it's something where you want fat-soluble water, you might want olive oil. It just all depends on so many different factors, and it's all based on the outcome. So really, all three are correct.
What a centrist take. Wow. All right. I'm going to trade to the Wolficon, who is joining us.
Oh, hello, everyone. All right, I would have to say butter. Butter just happens to give everything such a great taste. Fried chicken, vegetable oil. If you're going healthy, olive oil. So, I mean, it just depends on everything. But butter, can't go wrong with butter, guys.
All right. I'm going to trade to Frims.
Yeah, I feel like Johnny had the most correct answer. Like, butter has milk in it, milk burns. So anything you're cooking over like a really high heat is going to burn that butter, which is going to give your food a burnt flavor and a burnt color. Olive oil is also better for like medium to low heat. It's good for a drizzle. You can also cook it on things that you're going to cook at a low heat. If you're like sauteing or stir frying anything, you want to use vegetable oil because it is tasteless for the most part and can be used at a super high heat. Also, if you're deep frying anything, you're going to use vegetable oil for the same reason. There's no like correct or wrong answer. Well, there is wrong answers. Some of you guys have said wrong answers because you just picked one of them. And Mr. Geek disagreed with Johnny, so I'm very curious to what the French guy has to say, but probably butter because you can put wheat in it. But also, I was listening in through the whole panel, and I don't know if I'm allowed to do this or not, but I do want to add one small thing because I was very interested in the crust of the Earth topic, and the correct answer for me personally is hentai, so I don't have to live with my guilt. Anyways,
Based as fuck. Good shit.
Hentai or just anime titties?
No.
I don't want to go into
my browser. I'd make you blush.
I don't want to go into
the
this.
tentacles.
Okay, whipped out. No. I will allow some things on this panel. No whip talk. All right, Dissident Tower, go.
Yeah, there isn't a good answer for this, but there's a lot of bad answers. I mean, why would you use anything other than butter and say a pie crust? I make a lot of pies. I'm not making my pie crusts with something other than butter, some fucking weird ass vegan shit or like some kind of oil or something. Fuck all that. I wouldn't even know how to do that, nor would I want to be gross. But if I don't use a lot of vegetable oil or like vegetable type oils unless I'm cooking in a wok. I mean, other than that, I don't see the point. And just like a little bit of olive oil, really. I think if I use anything, most of the time it'd be olive oil with cooking, and then butter for like most baking type stuff.
All right. Real quick, did I forget anyone? All right, perfect. The floor is yours.
All right. So for a pie crust, that is a perfect example of when you would use butter or baking in general. If you're baking a cake, well, I take that back. There are certain cakes because olive oil has such a distinct flavor that you would use. I love to cook, by the way. I cook a shitload. Like there's like lemon olive oil cake, stuff like that you're gonna want to use olive oil for because of a flavor. It's almost like times that call for olive oil, it's because you want the flavor of the olive oil, but you can't really cook it at a high heat because it burns out because it's not a vegetable oil, it's a fruit oil. So it has more fats in it, and fats burn easier.
I'm going to step outside a little bit because I know I settled on olive oil, but that was for my main stuff. I do mix butter in, obviously. But, however, let me just say this. If y'all haven't tried avocado oil yet, you're missing out because that was probably the cleanest fried eggs I've ever had was when I started. I'm actually trying to eat healthier, so I switched over to some stuff and no more of the oils other than avocado oil for most of the stuff. But now, if you're doing fresh cut fries or your own homemade fresh fried chicken, nothing's better than peanut oil for that. The flavoring that it adds, oh man, but you have to pre-do the fries a little bit, blanch them a little bit in the oil, let them sit, and then put them in and let them go the whole way. I'm also fat, thank you.
When you do fresh cut fries, do you let them soak in cold water?
Yes.
Pre-fry?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, you gotta get the starch out of it.
Do you salt the water too?
Not usually, because we're like when I'm doing it at one of the fairs or festivals, so we're doing so much. It's just to keep up with that. We just have the water, just boom, keep cutting them right into the water.
Curious.
I will piggyback. Go ahead. You started before me.
Okay, I will say that there are certain time so when we're talking butter or olive oil or vegetable oil, are we talking about a pan additive or are we talking about like maybe you're mixing things and then going in the pan or
is a pan or general recipe?
Because like if I sous vide a steak, I put butter in there along with my seasoning and some rosemary. But if I'm doing like a saute pan, I use olive oil because I think olive oil adds a little bit of extra flavor and can help extract some of the extra stuff. It's not a ton, just maybe add that to add on with, or like I did like steak bowls the other day, and in addition to the noodles and the vegetables and stuff, just a little bit of olive oil to help keep the non-stickity to it, and then with the mirin and soy sauce and stuff.
Yeah, we make so much fun of y'all for using rosemary and things. We just like Southern people don't like our stuff to taste like flowers.
There's a trick to it. There's a trick.
You can't do too much.
I will say olive oil is acceptable for saute, but not to cook the food in. Like you want to put it in at the end, because if you burn the olive oil, it's going to taste like burnt olive oil.
Now you just got to use more of it than them frames, right? I'm kidding.
Well, then it's olive oil on top of burnt olive oil.
It's about watching and timing. So what I do is I do the classic water trick, where once I start to get that sizzle, and I'll even do it right before it's a full sizzle. That's when I'll start putting in my veggies in. And usually by the time I get my mushrooms and onions done, everything else is kind of tending to be ready. That olive oil flavor kind of gets out of there. It's just to make it just not sticking. And
yeah, I agree with that. And then to piggyback off of what Preacher said, my wife is vegetarian, so I've started substituting some oils with avocado oil, and it's helped immensely, honestly, with getting proper fats and stuff in there.
If olive oil was on the avocado oil was on the list, like I honestly, the oils I use the most are avocado oil and canola oil. Especially if I'm stir frying stuff, I like using canola oil. Avocado oil is just so fucking expensive.
Yeah, it's pretty pricey. Even at HEB prices, I don't know who here's in Texas.
I don't really know that much about it. Like, does avocado oil burn okay? Like, can you use it in high heat situations, like say cast iron woks?
No, I wouldn't. It's more similar to like a
to like canola and sesame oil then.
Yeah, like because okay, so oils that come from fruits. I guess avocado is a fruit, right? God, I feel dumb even asking.
It is, yeah.
I'm coming in here like high standing on my oil takes and ask if avocado is a fruit. Like, what kind of fucking hack am I? But
avocado is considered to be a fruit.
Yeah, so oils that come from fruits where they have more fats in it burn easier. So anytime you're like sauteing or stir frying, you're cooking meat at a higher heat because you're cooking it quicker. So you'll burn it. Now you can add it on like later into it for flavor, but I wouldn't do the whole process like that. I would use vegetable oil.
Yeah, well, I make pasta. I don't really like for myself. If I just like make pasta for myself, I just use like a little bit of butter to kind of lube it up a little bit. But like at the end of making pasta, I'm just adding like just a little tiny bit of of olive oil or whatever your thing is. Avocado oil will probably do good with that.
Yeah, you could do avocado oil. Olive oil is great for that, and butter. If it's at the end, like just
the very end.
Butter noodles are very popular, actually.
Kitty and butter.
So
Also,
I just
it's good. It's good being on a panel with CTV and Johnny because I actually get to be on a panel with people who talk normal.
Yeah. All y'all are like, y'all are all doing the thing where you take the 3-letter word "oil" and you stretch it out to be oil.
I have this conversation with my fiance all the time because it's we're cooking with oil, we're wrapping it with aluminum foil and all that stuff, and I'm just okay, girl.
Okay, I know I'm
Dana
supposed
is
to be.
the only other person I know with a southern accent.
I do want to push back on something that was said earlier. This is very serious condition. Never use anything but olive oil in your cast iron. It's seasoned with olive oil. It's done that for a very specific reason. It's because olive oil helps fill those pores better than almost anything else. Cast iron is a very porous metal. It helps preserve the pan, and it helps to soak into that a lot better than anything else. Also, if our Lord and Savior J. Kenzie Lopez-Alt says to do it, it's not a bad idea.
Well, and I'm going to add in here that a lot of people are missing about frying with bacon grease. Oh
hell yeah!
True.
Okay, that's a whole different discussion.
now.
If you're baking something, instead of putting butter in the pan, just take like a paper towel, put it in some Crisco, and wipe that pan down with Crisco. Shit!
You gotta have lard for things like frijoles, right?
Ooh.
How many people have a jar of bacon grease in their refrigerator right now?
I have had a coffee cup full of bacon grease on top of my refrigerator perpetually for like 20 years.
I have a hard time keeping bacon grease because anytime.
I mean, it's not the same bacon grease. I use the bacon grease, but it's still that's the bacon grease.
Anytime I make bacon, I usually make gravy. So
I use that shit all the time.
Good.
The other thing you can do with bacon grease is if you have like a popcorn cooker, like one of those ones you get on Amazon that like you turn it, and then when you put the oil in there, just put like a spoonful of bacon grease in with the oil, and then do about a half stick of butter when you put popcorn in. Turns out perfect.
All right, I have a question.
Me hungry.
I'm sorry. I know I'm supposed to moderate, but like I have a question. How do you fuck up olive oil? Because like when you tell me that olive oil can burn, I'm like, wait, what? Because I've been eating olive oil all my life.
That really easily.
Hey, Mr. Geek, Mr. Geek, how about this? Google it, dude.
This is what I did. This is what I did. And they took no. I have the thing right in front of me.
Like France, they don't even cook their food over there. It's all slimy.
No. You won't get me on that. They're saying the main
talking a foreign language to me right now.
The main downside is that overheating can adversely impact its flavor. How?
Yes.
I've been cooking with it all my life.
So it's either using too little or leaving it set and heat too long.
Yeah.
And you get like weird black bits of like I don't remember what it is, but there's a substance in it that basically it carbonizes, and then that carbon gets into your food and it causes issues with the taste.
Yeah, if you leave a pan sitting on heat for like 3 minutes with just olive oil in it, it'll turn like a slight brownish color.
It does change the taste of it.
Yeah, okay, so you have to
who does that, right?
It's the same like when you make tea. Like, and I don't know how many tea drinkers are here, but I'm very anal when it comes to my tea. Like I don't like super like hot like piping boiling water on my tea because it burns the tea.
No, but my question is that like we all agree you have to fuck it up pretty hard. Like you have to really leave it like 3 minutes on the like high heat, like with nothing else to fry it, like to fuck it up this much. Like this is something easy
too much. It just lights on fire.
Yeah. It's not hard to do, to be honest. It's actually very easy.
Mr. Geek has pissed me off hard enough where I'm going to take a solid stance here and say vegetable oil is the number one oil. It is the most versatile. It can be used for most things. You don't have to worry about burning it. It doesn't change the flavor of anything. It's flavorless. Like if you had to have one oil and you could use any other oil the rest of your life, then that's what you would want to use. Because sometimes you don't. If I'm making a chocolate cake, I'm not going to put fucking olive oil in it because I don't want it to taste like fucking olive oil. All right? You did this to me, Geek. You did this to me. You made
Listen,
me like
listen,
this.
I'm going to address your point.
You have rot.
I'm going to address your point. All right. When is it a good good thing that something is flavorless? Tell me. Why would you choose
No,
like from
it's not
all
that the
the
food.
oil?
Oh my god! No, it's not that the food is flavorless. Sometimes you don't want the food, the flavor of the oil, to change the flavor of the food that you are eating. Like if you're trying to get the flavor of chocolate and a chocolate cake, you don't want olive oil mixed in with it because you want to taste the chocolate. I'm not saying it makes the food flavorless, but not all food you want to get the flavor from the oil. Like, what do you think this is? Long John Silver's? Holy shit!
How
Frames
much
is a
olive
blasphemy.
oil
What are
are
you
you
talking about?
putting that
But-
is overpowering the taste of chocolate? That's my
Can we
question.
Can we have a serious question though about why
Sorry.
the hell you would ever use vegetable oil in like homemade pesto? Like Jesus Christ.
Wait, what?
It sounds
Because
horrifying.
the flavor of the
Who said
pesto
that?
doesn't come from the oil.
A part of it does.
Not all of it, though.
Part of it does. It's a huge part of it. Like, oh my
So,
god.
like, okay, and I will
Homemade
concede.
pesto, like olive oil, is absolutely necessary.
Okay, for sure. I can concede to that to a point. I'm saying that I would rather have, if I could only have one oil, it would be vegetable oil, because there are far more things that you don't want the flavor of olive oil in with it than there are that you do want the flavor of olive oil in with it. Like, if I have to give up pesto, then I will.
Oh god, no.
Now, pesto is your favorite food, and it's just what you like can't live without. Then sure, olive oil is the oil for you. But in my life, I don't make pesto that much. Maybe like once or twice a year.
It
It's
just
not my
takes so
favorite.
much to make such a little tiny amount of pesto. Like it's really expensive if you're trying to make a bunch.
Well, I
days
know
of work.
you only need a little bit of pesto. Well, I mean, I guess I do it in like 15 minutes and then I put it in the fridge.
No, I do. I'm a lazy cook. I like to cook one day, but plan for the whole year. So usually, like in summer,
Whole
I buy
year?
like all the basil I need, everything I need. I do the pesto for the whole year. So yeah, it's a 2 days work basically to have like
Okay.
a few jars.
Yeah, so if you're canning it and stuff, yeah, that makes sense. But I actually went and I bought a mortar and pestle just for pesto.
Wow.
Because I was like, I'm going to do this.
Committed.
I wanted to do it right. I don't want to, like,
Yeah.
I've been learning cooking, and like I said,
It's really the
Just
only way
like-
to make it.
I've been working on ramen as well, and you have to get everything exact. You can't do like, well, I'm going to skip on my tare. I'm going to, use a little bit more of this here. I'm going to use, like, you're using soy sauce, using the low sodium soy sauce. Now you got to use the high sodium mushroom soy sauce. It matters. The little things matter. You would not believe it.
Oh, I'm sure that's much better. I'm not gonna go through all that for pesto, but you like pesto more than I do. I can tell.
Well, my girlfriend likes pesto.
Yeah,
So,
that's I get it.
Listen, sorry, go ahead, friend.
No, you go ahead, geek. You go ahead. This is your show. You go ahead.
I was just going to say that, like, if we compare the amount of stuff that I'm willing to get rid of, like, if I get rid of olive oil compared to like everything else, olive oil wins all the way. That's all I have to say. Fuck baking
Wow,
and all of this
way to
shit.
convince me there, geek.
I would just use butter and everything if I had to choose one.
Butter, really?
Yeah, I think
That's
I
so
would
easy
just
to
use
burn.
butter and
Southern.
everything. You can because you can fry egg, you can make cake, you can like put it on steak, like
Pork chops, so
Yeah,
good.
but
I
that
I
got
is
agree
that.
with you,
like,
Johnny. You can use butter in basically everything,
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
How would
and
you?
it
I
gives
think so,
it
too.
that unique flavor. And you can still add your seasonings. You can cook it low and slow. You don't have to cook it high and fast. I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah, I guess butter would probably be second on my list. I don't know. Butter is pretty good. The thing is, like when it comes to like frying eggs and stuff, I feel like I could just use the grease from whatever meat I'm cooking. But
Yep.
butter is pretty fucking good. But it does burn. It burns easier than most things. So
You do kind of have to baby it, but
yeah.
that's okay.
That's why I use That's why I use olive oil though, so I don't have to worry about that so much. I have never
If you were
burnt
to
olive
corner
oil
me into
except
like,
when I
like
was.
one thing, then it would be butter, because you
I would
can use
burn
it for almost
anything.
anything, and you can't make a roux with anything else.
Don't
That's
let
a
me
good
near the
point.
stove. I'll burn
I
it.
fucking love roux.
Like,
Yeah, you can't make
Alec,
a roux
you need to
without
get
butter.
on
You
this
must
cooking
have
train.
butter.
I need to get on what?
This cooking train. You need to teach yourself to cook,
I
man.
know. It's on my bucket list.
You
Or is
need
it
to
on
put that
my
at the
pan
top.
list?
It's so easy. Just go to YouTube, watch Babish, and you're set.
You know what I
Yeah,
cooked?
Basically, all your meals,
100%.
almost everything uses butter. So you've got to have butter.
You know what I
Well,
cooked
and-
for the first time ever the other day? I cooked bear meat.
How was it?
Dude.
It was good. I mean, okay, so when you eat bear, you want to have it ground because it's like real kind of gristly, I guess.
Yeah.
But like making like a bear burger. Actually, I take that back. We smoked some of it and made pulled bear, I guess. And it was surprising. Like bear meat shocked me. I was like, why haven't I had this before? It's so good.
It's just like real dense, like say like elk meat. It's like you eat like an elk burger. You know, you ate an elk burger because it weighs like 20 pounds.
I thought, pretty much. Like it made like a really thick burger. I don't know.
It's
it
like
was
really
good.
dense.
Yeah, I was shocked.
Was it kind of tough?
I'm down with that.
I can't imagine it's very fatty.
Well, it's, I guess if you were to like fry it or like grill it or whatever, it would be tough. But if you're like slow cooking it or making ground bear in like burger or something, then it's not too tough. I haven't just like straight up fried it though.
Oh,
Interesting.
Would you consider it a gamey kind of?
No, it's not gamey at
It's
all.
not gamey. Okay.
I don't like deer.
On those lines, so I grew up with deer meat all the time. We always had ground deer meat in the freezer. Just that was what
Hell
we
yeah.
ate. You know, because you don't have to buy it. Like you already did the thing. You killed the thing. But we always had it. And when I got older, I moved to the city like 10 years ago and I don't hunt anymore. So I've been cooking when I do cook ground meat with beef. And I had always kind of wondered, like, why does this seem harder than when it did when I was a kid, like cooking things with deer meat? And I finally got a few packages of deer meat from my grandma, I guess last month. I started cooking with it and I realized there's so much less fat. There's so much less grease to pour off. It cooks easier.
Yeah, I have like
I still have like shit injected into it.
I still have like 25 pounds of deer meat in my freezer right now that I need to like get to cooking quick.
The trick to a lot of the meat, though.
All right, so party at
adds
Freem's
flavor.
house. That's what I'm hearing.
So I'll be sitting in my deer blind tomorrow morning, and then next Saturday, as Freems was saying, I'll be sitting out waiting for the bear to come by. We have a nice 400-pound bear on our property that I'd really like to collect some meat off of this year. So, yeah, I'll probably grind it up though. And usually with deer meat, yeah, they add like the beef. I can't remember what the hell it's called, the beef fat to it if you wanted to make burgers and stuff. Now, when I'm using it for jerky, I'll just put it through the grinder on its own and then put it through the gun. But
all right, you triggered me enough with your bad food takes. We're going to go into closing statement and shout out for this topic. I don't want to host this panel anymore. You all have bad food takes. That's all I have to say. Frames, real quick, before we go into closing statement, I wanted to thank you all again for being here. Really appreciate it. Yeah, everyone go follow our wonderful guest. And yeah, thank you for being here tonight and yeah, for behaving. And thank you also to Danabo for organizing everything, doing all the work behind the scene, not just for this show, but for the main Hippy too. So yeah, twitch.tv/Danabo, shortshockcbd.com, everything is in my chat if you need. And yeah, let's go into closing statement and shout out, starting by Wolficon.
All right. Since I didn't hear anybody argue against, how great the butter was, my argument, my statement, Wolficorn is out, guys. Have a great night.
Yeah. And you can find Wolfic on NCTV on twitch.tv/criticallythinkingveteran. All right, I'm going to fade to Frames.
Yeah, twitch.tv/Frames. If you enjoyed that last topic, we're going to be doing plenty of topics like that on my panel. It's a non-political debate panel, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. This week's topics, I'm only going to release 2 of the topics because I don't want everyone to know them all, but the best non-scary Halloween movie, and the best trick or treat candy. Thanks. I always have fun coming on for these fun topics. So I appreciate you letting me come back every week.
Hell yeah, anytime. And yeah, twitch.tv/frames. Just like it's written on the screen, FREEMZ. Tuesday, what time?
8 p.m. Eastern.
8 p.m. Eastern, there you go. So yeah, go follow and everything. I'm going to throw it to Johnny.
I was happy to be here and to talk with all you guys. It was fun. And my name is JohnnyScarlett, as it is shown on the screen. I'm an educational variety streamer. I always stream in the education tag, and we talk about philosophy and art and math and science. I have been reading a couple of things. This is a big tome, and it has the art of war as well as some Taoist doctrines and things like that. We're probably going to be going over that this week on my stream. Last week we went over some things like patriotism and your social value and how that equates to your overall responsibility for your own actions and other people around you. We talk about a lot of things. I really can't condense it down any more than that. But if that sounds like a cool channel to you, please do follow me at twitch.tv/JohnnyScarlett.
Hell yeah. Thank you for being here. All right, I'm going to throw it to crowdsource politics.
Hey everybody, I think we made a good case of why olive oil is the best. So if you don't have olive oil in your cabinet, grab it. You need to cook with it. My name is Cypher. I am the host and moderator of the Crowdsource Politics podcast / live stream. We stream every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to about 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, covering the news that was for the last week with the kind of analysis only Crowd can provide. Happy to be here, Mr. Geek. Thank you so much for having me, Danabo, and for Dylan's Hippy Dippy podcast. And I hope to be around more and follow all these wonderful people on here. Everybody was respectful today, and I greatly appreciate it from every single one of you. Thank you.
Yeah, anytime. I'm going to throw it to Alec.
Yeah, I'm food illiterate. I do baked chicken, I do eggs, and microwaved minute rice. So my take is really not needed in the food side of things. I do want to, I do have it on my bucket list to learn how to cook, on top of many other things that my ADHD brain will not let go of, but will bring up at random points of my life. Anyway, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I thought it was a very respectful discussion that we had, and I got to hear some different perspectives from people and agreed with some, disagreed with others. That's fine. I hope to be on more going forward. You can find me at twitch.tv/AlecGunter. I'm also on YouTube. I'm not really uploading that much yet due to my job and due to just being, tired 24/7. But I am going to work on it. So thanks again. I appreciate it.
All right. I'm going to throw it to Symphonix.
Yeah, so one thing that unfortunately I wasn't able to bring up is that there are instances where you do want to burn your butter, specifically Cajun food called brown bits. Best thing in the meal. But other than that, the only correct take here is the centrist position that there are times and there are uses for everything. If you make me choose just one, I'll tell you fuck you.
Wow.
But food cooking and food is a hot topic. I'm coming in hot with that one. But if you like me, first of all, I don't know why. Second of all, you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/SynPhoenix or on YouTube, SynPhoenix. I upload all of my content there. I've lately been doing a lot of Let's Plays and stuff, and so that's been going up there. Tomorrow I'll be doing more Tales of Arise. So if you want to know if you want to see what that game's all about, feel free to come on in. I think we're starting in the afternoon and going till evening. So thanks everyone for having me. Thank you, Mr. Geek, Danbo, and of course Dylan.
Yeah. Thank you for being here. I'm going to throw it to Dissident Tower.
Hey there, I'm the Dissident Tower. I stream on Twitch from time to time, more and more lately under Skanky AF, coming to or has probably been in many politics streams near you. I stream pretty much exclusively under the politics section. I do play some games from time to time. I mostly engage on my stream in just social and political critique, original writing and research, live while we listen to mostly like boring classical music and stuff like that. So probably not the most exciting, dynamic streamer that you've ever come across, but definitely a place where you can discuss things that you may not get to or want to discuss elsewhere. So that's it. Thanks for having me again.
Thank you for joining us. Preacher.
Yeah, hey, thanks, Geek and Dana, both for having me again. I appreciate it. I did not mean to scare Binks off with my hot takes. I feel bad about that, and I'm gonna actually side with Sin on this because I think about Facebook when I see people posting that thing where like, oh, you got to give up 3 of these, and it's like hamburgers, French fries. I'm like, I'm gonna give up the person making me give up something. No, right? There's choices to be made, and when it comes to cooking, if I'm just frying, it's one thing. But yeah, there's, like I said, avocado oil, peanut butter, peanut oil, bacon grease, butter. It just depends on what you're doing and what you're in the mood for, I guess. So I'm sticking with, just give me all the damn oils.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm at Twitch TV, Preacher 570. That's the happy one.
Hell yeah. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
CTV, now that you're back, how are you doing?
Well, I'm great, right? It's obvious to me, and I didn't even listen to what Crowdsource was talking about we made the best arguments for olive oil. I didn't even have to hear it to know that it had to do with health, right? And nobody gives a fuck about health. Everybody gives a fuck about taste. You know why people give a fuck about taste? Because it goes in your mouth, right? It lands on your tongue, and you either go,
Sorry.
oh my god, that is so fucking good, or you'd be like, oh Jesus, I gotta suffer through this shit again, right? And if you end up having the latter reaction, it doesn't exactly encourage motherfuckers to want to eat it, okay? That's just the reality of the game. So, core value here, right? I'm gonna eat what the fuck I want to eat, right? Don't be trying to regulate that shit. And if you try to, we're gonna have a problem. And that's where we're gonna agree with Sin and Preacher now, right? So it's woohoo! This is where we're at. And you can find me, twitch.tv/critically thinking veteran. You can also find me on Twitter, right? Sometimes saying nice things when I feel like nice things need to be said, right? To the people that get nice things said to them, they know who they are. There's no reason for me to put that on blast, right? And the people that I end up shitting on, right? Well, I do that too. So, it's kind of a hit or a miss. And I don't know why it's that way, or maybe my therapist is suspecting why it is that way. I don't fucking know. But I'm here, right? What I try to do is make people laugh and make people think, right? I think thinking is one of those things that you probably need to be developing, and it takes slow, rational thinking in order to get to the critically thinking that you need for the topics, as complex as they are. And as always, Geek, I'm always happy to be here, and especially here on a Sunday night, having great conversations with everybody that's been here. It has been a great conversation, and I just love the roller coaster that sometimes is me speaking. And with that, we're going to turn it over real nice and easy back over to Mr. Geek to close us out.
Hell yeah. And yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I'm going to say goodnight to my chat. But yeah, if you want to hop in anytime, if you see me live and everything and you want to say hello, feel free to come by. Always happy to talk with each and every one of you. So yeah.
But you're not live that often. You're not live that often, though.
True. I do really short streams. So yeah. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining us, and you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care.
You too, Mr. Geek.